All right, now who's going to lead this team in receiving?
Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Why? So who's the starter?
I don't know. I mean, I'm betting on Trey. I think Trey. Look, I've seen Jimmy. I think Trey's going to be a quick study. I think he's going to beat Jimmy out quick. What do you think?
So if Trey starts, then it's definitely Ayuk. You know, they're working out together. They're wearing the same jersey, you know, or logo and stuff like that. So that makes people excited. But I think it's Ayuk just because, you know, he, for 1 year, he was injured just a little in the beginning of the year, but Debo continues to be injured every year. So out of necessity, it might feel like he's going to be like that. And look, we love George. I love George Kittle. There's a good possibility he's going to miss 2 or 3 games. So you can't really say that it's going to be him either.
It's true.
You know, with Ayuk, I'm going to bet on him being the healthiest out of all of them, playing the most games, getting the most reps and snaps. And when Debo was out, remember, you know, he ran those same touch passes and sweeps with him and those quick throws to the corner for him. So, I mean, I think that the sky's the limit for Brandon Ayuk. I think he is still the best receiver on this team as far as receiving chops go. And even if Jimmy's a starter, they're going to find a way to get the ball in his hands, especially if the team is dealing with injuries throughout the year, especially with an extra game. But yeah, I'm going to take the safe bet and say Brandon Ayuk.
Hey, if Ayuk leads his team in receiving, then he'd be a pretty good bet for the 49ers Fred Warner Award that we just created. Let's just say. I mean, then he would, if that's what he's going to do, then I'd put him in as, although if Kinlaw gets 10 sacks, he'd be in the discussion too.
10 sacks, that's a lot.
8 would be good. They would probably take 6.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's a fair call. Hard to put it on Kittle. He seems to be missing games. Ayuk has probably got to be Dwelly at this point. And I think Dwelly's got a chance. Here's the thing. Dwelly could lead the team in receiving touchdowns. No joke. If they actually use him in the red zone, because they got like 40 targets to replace between Reed and Bourne. I know Ayuk's going to get a ton of them, but Dwelly can get some too. Yeah, Ayuk can lead this team in receiving. I agree.
Help get Dwelly out there, man, in the red zone. Listen to the quality control coach, man. When have I let you
down? And the fact that they didn't draft a tight end makes me feel like they're listening, like they're thinking along the same lines.
Yep.
Lucky World says, seems like everyone is rushing Trey to play, but I think Kyle is going to wait for the retooling year, which should be next year with all these 1-year deals. Let me tell you what I think real quick, and you tell me what you think. I think this is going to be not necessarily Kyle's call. I mean, is it a decision or is it just evident to the whole world at a certain point?
I don't know, honestly. And again, I think it's going to boil down to, 1, how healthy Jimmy is, 2, how well he's playing. Here's the thing. Here's the problem that I have with this too. I mean, as much as I'm fine with Jimmy starting, but here's the part that worries me about it. Jimmy airmails a pass in a big game against Seattle or Arizona or LA, and the fans start where's Trey? And that starts, if he has one bad game, everyone's going to start, honestly. It's going to start right away. And you know, I think that he's going to have the shortest leash as far as shortest leash that as the fan base will give him, honestly. Now obviously, you know, if you listen to Michael Lombardi, Kyle Shanahan's going to cave to the pressure, you know, of outside noise. But, you know, I don't think he will. It's just that that's a distraction. You know, Jimmy's going to have to stand in front of his locker and every day, you know, after practice, answer questions about how you feeling mentally. Are you good to go? That's kind of hostile, honestly, really. Yeah. You know, it's not, and like we were saying, it's not a placeholder thing. It's almost just like you're here because we couldn't really move you anywhere, you know? like
So, you know, Jimmy, the fan base can't stand you. Your face, they just don't want to see it anymore. They'd like to get you out of town. How does that make you feel? Take us through your emotions as they boo you.
Right. That's what I mean, man. Like, I'm just scared I'm scared that is going to become toxic. The whole idea of, you know, he has a bad game. He struggles for a quarter. He struggles for, you know, a drive, and people are, we want Trey. One
more thing. If Trey outperforms Jimmy in training camp, we're all going to report it. Fans are going to know. If Trey outplays Jimmy Garoppolo in preseason, fans will know. You don't have to be a football expert to dissect this stuff. It'll be clear as day, and I feel like the fans will make their decision. And if Kyle holds Trey back, that's on him. But as you said, it's just going to make every missed throw is going to be scrutinized, and he's going to get booed. I mean, Jimmy's going to have to play. Even if he plays great, it may not be enough because fans are ready for Trey.
And if Kyle Shanahan was upset, you know, in that press conference before the draft, imagine him having to sit up there after a loss and take a bunch of, like, are you getting ready to move to Trey questions or anything like that. Like, coach is going to lose it, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to create a situation that's a little bit more toxic than I think that they want. But yeah, that's my fear. Honestly, that really is like Jimmy would have to go out there and just be like dominant, like not just like a part of the team, not just a guy who's running the offense, like dominant to keep that stuff away from people trying to call for his head.
Yeah, and if I were the head coach of this team, the way I'd be looking at it is, it's not really going to be a decision that I have to make. It's going to be obvious at a certain point that this guy's our quarterback. At a certain point, it's going to be obvious, and all I have to do at this point is just kind of lower expectations. Be like, he's 20, he's not competing, we're learning, and then first day of practice, he just tears up Jimmy Garoppolo and the whole defense. Hey, wow, what a pleasant surprise! You know what I mean? Great, we got our quarterback. I feel like you can under promise, over deliver, and take the pressure off of them. But it's always going to be a competition, no matter what you call it, no matter what you say, how you structure it. You understand what's at stake. And once Trey shows it, it's over, Jimmy. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's going to be looking over his shoulder this entire time that he's playing. I hope it doesn't affect his decision making or anything like that. But yeah, he's gonna have to deal with that all year.
Yeah, Tom Brady dealt with it. Now it's your turn, Jimmy.